Hello and welcome to my sewing room here in Brittany in northwest France. Well, welcome to our home and our channel, Frugal Queen in France, where we share our thrifty life, our frugal ways. We're early retirees, living on a pension, debt and mortgage free. My name is Jane and my husband Michael is behind the camera. If you like all things thrifty and frugal, you've come to the right place. Make sure that you hit that subscribe button because there's plenty more to come. Anyway, let's have a look at what we've been up to this week. Now, just like the title says, we're in the middle of No Spend November. Now, lots of you might be thinking, what is the no spend part of it? Of course, we pay our bills. Of course, we eat, but we keep that budget as low as possible. Of course, we put fuel in the car. We do all the things we have to do, pay the insurances, all those things. But we don't spend any other money. So no treats, no going out, no buying anything that we don't need. So we won't be buying any clothes and I won't be buying any fabric, those kind of things. So that's what no spend November is to us. The why, we knew this month was coming. We knew it was going to be a low budget month and it was as good a month as any to have a frugal reset. So take a look at what we did this week in our frugal reset, where we spent nothing and spent the week at home. I thought I'd share my little project with you. I've started to build a wall. They don't look like anything, do they, these pieces of granite? But each one weighs about 5 kilos. So I'm going to build a wall all the way to the end and all the way down there. There it is. And there is my wall building tool. I'll stand up now. And there is my other wall building tool. And if you wonder what all that noise is, let me turn around real slow. There is the river. There it is. So that's my project. If I get any good weather, I'll move a couple of stones, I'll build a bit more wall. It's just to hold a flower bed in place. Okay, I'm right next to the old barn, and this pile of rubble, a lot of it is granite stone, and these are the stones that I'm pulling out as best I can, and I obviously can only take the ones that I can lift or the ones that aren't under bigger ones, but it's a huge resource there and we've wanted to use it. There's things we want to do with it. And I'm looking at stones, I'm already thinking like, ooh, those look good. And I really want to make the best of this. So that pile of trash are my building materials for my little retaining wall that I am building by my flower border next to my river. Make do amend at its finest. There it is, my little hobby, my little project, my little build a wall for free. Now, I get asked all the time the same question. Are you going to have a vegetable garden? And I need to tell you a little story because you may be here for the first time. And like I say at the beginning of every video, you are most welcome. The land that our garden is on has been industrial land for hundreds of years. In its day, the road I live on is Route de Carrière. My address is Le Carrière. So my address is the quarry on Road of the Quarries. So it was industrial land. So when we came here, it was completely derelict. You can go scrolling back through all my videos, and at the very beginning of the videos, you will see the land when it was derelict. It was an almighty mess. So our priority is landscaping. It's making it into the structure of a garden. When funds allow, or when we make those funds a priority, I should say that, our first priority is structure. So it's going to be planting trees, fruit trees, shrubs, ornamental trees. Those are our first priorities. And as you can see by me building this little wall and using up what we've got, it's all about the structure of the garden. It's a huge piece of land. It's 2.5 acres. It's massively more than any garden that I've ever even imagined I'd ever have in the future. In the past, I beg your pardon, in the past. So we're doing it as we can and we will get round to it. Will we have a vegetable garden in the future? What's our priority for now? Landscaping and trees. I'm going to take you on a tour of my husband's domain. Now, if you're new here, you may not know that when we bought this house with this land, there were about 30, I think we had about 30 trees on the ground. Dead, fallen down years ago, and what he's done is he has bit by bit cut them up. So if I pan round, just about everywhere there is wood. And the smaller, these are branch pieces, don't take long. We have lots of tarpaulins everywhere, keeping it dry. And between our 4 oak trees here, we had several walls of wood that didn't have a shed. We don't have a finished barn yet. We don't have anywhere for it to go. So let me take you for a walk around and show you where we're at with this. So wherever we go, we've got wood. It does look untidy, but like I said, we yet do not have a finished barn or anywhere to put it. So that's one pile. There is another pile. And here, between the 2 trees, we previously had a pile and now it's all gone. We made our wood stores out of wood that was in the barn, which used to be a sawmill, and the tin that blew off the roof, the previous roof. So that's where we are at, and we have about a cord of wood in each shed. Mike's been really busy today with wood. We don't sweep up the leaves, we just leave the leaves where they fall. They're the nutrients that go back into the earth. And there's another pile in the process there. If you're new here and you're thinking, do we use this to supplement our heating for our house? Just there? No. This is our only heating. We have no other heating. So there's no oil heating, there's no gas heating. This is our heating. And all of this wood is off our land. Mike cut it up, he split it. And this really does save us a huge amount of money. The wood. Now, one of the good things about deciding to have a no-spend month forces me really to start using my time to finish the things that I've started. And this little quilt here probably is going to go in the back of the car. The dogs will sit on it, we'll sit on it on the beach or when we go out. It's just made of all the little tiny bits of scrap, so it's just a scrappy quilt. And little blocks that I've made and put together. But not only do I make some quilts out of scrappy blocks, I also make my binding from scrappy bits of fabric. So bits of other blocks I've made. So the next project I'm going to get on with is, I could keep quilting this more and more and more, but to be honest with you, quilting any quilt through a domestic sewing machine really does play havoc with my hands, and my hands are in huge amount of pain sometimes, and they are today. So I'm going to start pinning my quilt edges on, and I use 2.5 inch strips. I join them on the bias, as you can see there, and I'm going to start pinning them on. So come back and have a look at some pinning later. Here is a bit more of my thrifty hobby, my quilting hobby. I am making a quilt designed by Bonnie Hunter called Carolina Chain. And the great thing about these things is I just get to use up all of the scraps that I've got, and I'm turning them all into small blocks that get made into big blocks. And at some stage I am starting to run out of scrap fabric. However, years ago, I've kept it all, obviously, I don't throw anything away, I used to buy men's shirts, and the charity shop I used to go to used to sell them for like £1 or £2, and I could get a couple of meters, if at least a meter, was about a yard of fabric from each one. I need some pale material, so I've got this pink, beige and brown striped shirt material. It's really good because I've already cut my little blocks, and I need now to make these bits. So there we go. Lots of my fabric is very cheap because it's shirt material. I do like to save £1, €1 wherever I can. So quilting can be a bit expensive, but if you do like quilting or crafting, don't forget, just cut up old clothes. We have 3 no-spend months every single year, and this year November has been one of them, and there's more of it to continue. Now, I hope you enjoyed that video, a little glimpse into our lives here. Now, Mike and I want to take this opportunity to thank every single one of you who watches our videos. We really want you to know how much we appreciate every single one of you who gives it a like, who leaves us a comment, who asks us a question, who shares their stories, who shares their thoughts, and we really do appreciate it. So thank you to every single one of you, and we will see you again very soon. Goodbye for now.